Alright guys, here we go. Another video for you, this time on triangles. You'll notice I've got a few things up here for you. This is your example 1. This is the triangle right out of your note packet. I could have drawn it, but you know, why bother, right? And this is a little information that we're going to need later. So let's dive right in. They tell me that the measure of angle ABC is 44 degrees, so I'm just going to label this guy right here. I'm kind of like a visual kind of person, so I need to do that. The reason why I know it's this angle, if you don't know, A, B, C, I go over here and I read it, A, B, C, and I just travel from one to the other exactly the way it is listed here. So they always have the vertex of the angle, that's this point right here, right in the middle, okay? And the measure of angle BAC is equal to the measure of angle BCA. Alright, they don't tell me what it is. That's going to be what I'm looking for to solve the problem. So I'm going to label those both X because they tell me that they're equal. Alright, one thing you need to know, and you may know this already, is if I add up the three angles in a triangle, they always add up to 180. Alright, doesn't matter what kind of triangle you have in our known universe, they're going to add up to 180. So I'm going to make an equation. All I did was add the three angles, X, X, and 44, bam, 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 and that's going to equal 180, and now I'm just going to solve it. Alright, these two guys are on the same side of the equation, so I just add those together. X and X gives me 2X. I'm going to now solve for X, so I got to do my algebra. Take away 44 on both sides, and those go away, give me 2X. 180 minus 44, that gives me 136, and divide by 2. And we get X equals 68. Alright, so that means, I go up here and that means this angle is 68 degrees, and this angle is also 68 degrees. Alright, so what they asked me to do in the problem, they wanted me to classify the triangles. All they mean by that is tell me, is it acute, is it right, is it obtuse, is it equiangular? Alright, so if you look at these, they are all less than 90, so this must be an acute triangle. Okay. As far as these go, guys, there's really no trick to memorizing them. You just have to. I mean, obviously, 190 degree angle, it's got to be a right triangle. You can only have one 90 degree right angle in a triangle anyway. All right. If you try to put two in, you can't close the triangle. It doesn't work. All right. Same thing with obtuse. You can only have one obtuse angle in a triangle. So an equiangular, this guy's funny. The only way this works is if you have three 60-degree angles. Alright, if they're going to be equal and they're going to add up to 180, they have to be 60. So that's pretty easy to remember too. But you got to know these, so just make sure you know those. Now you have a checkpoint, two checkpoint problems down at the bottom of your page. I'm going to turn this off and turn the answers on. So you want to pause it now, give those a shot, and I'm going to turn the answers on. Okay, you've already tried the checkpoint problems. And just point out a couple of things here. I did this first, and I got to my answer of 22. That allowed me, that's why I put these in red with a little red box there, that allowed me to plug 3 times 22 in here, and I got the 66. Same thing here, I got the 66. So my angles are 48, 66, and 66. That means I have an acute triangle. Number 2 here, again, I did the same thing. I just added up the angles to equal to 180, did my algebra. I plugged the 30 in for the X, so 30 times 3 is 90 plus 6 is 96, and I plugged the 30 in for the X here. 2 times 30 is 60. That told me I've got an angle that's bigger than 90, so I've got to have an obtuse triangle. Okay? So hopefully you did well on those. Let's go on to example 2. Okay, on to example 2. They mentioned this word here, scalene. We're going to have those listed later on. All scalene means is all the triangle parts, all the sides of the triangle are different lengths. So actually, I'm going to make that a little bigger here. Let's draw ourselves a triangle. A lot of times in word problems, instead of going let x equal whatever, I like to draw a picture and label it. That'll take the place of that. So they're talking about perimeter. Remember, perimeter is adding up all the sides. They say that the perimeter is 45 inches, so I'm just going to jot that right down here. The length of the first side is twice the length of the second side. So I'm going to label these. This one looks bigger, so the length of the first side is twice the length of the second side. So this will be my unknown. This is the second side right here. And the first side, I'm going to make that this one. It's twice that, so that's going to be 2x. And they tell me the length of the third side is 15, so I'm just going to put a 15 down there. Okay? Now, in order to come up with an equation, that's what we do in math, is we come up with equations, and we want the perimeter. Well, perimeter is just adding up all the sides, and I can take it right off of my picture. Okay, so now I have a working equation. Now we can do what we do. We do our algebra and we solve for x. So I'm going to put these guys together, 3x, since they're on the same side of the equation. And now I'm going to start doing my algebra. I'm going to solve for x. So I'm going to take away 15 from this side and take away 15 from this side. And those go away, so I get 3x. And 45 minus 15, well, that's a 30. That's good, because I'm going to divide by 3 on both sides, and x equals 10. Now, make sure that you are answering the question with these. Alright? Right here is, well, not the question, but what they want you to find. Find the lengths of the other two sides. You found x. Alright? Which means, let me switch over to red here. Now I'm going to go up here, and I'm going to go, okay, well, x equals 10. That is the length of that side. Oh, not degrees, forgive that. Alright, it's inches, right? Okay, so we're going to put inches in there. This is the other side that they want me to find. So I'm going to go 2x. Well, just plug in a 10 right there. And hopefully we all know 2 times 10 is 20 inches. Alright, so please answer the question. That is what we're after right there. Okay? So again, you've got another 2 checkpoint problems. They work just the same. So I'm going to turn this off, and you want to pause it, give those 2 a shot, and I'll put the other one, the checkpoint answers, right up here. Okay? So here's the checkpoint answers. I'm not really going to talk through these because they're pretty self-explanatory, and hopefully you did well with those. Okay? Alright, I'm going to turn that off, and we're going to go on to example 3. Okay, here's the last example for today. This is kind of a short video here. This is always a tough one. People get mixed up with this, but I'm going to show you a surefire way to do this kind of problem every time. All right? Whenever you see this, whenever you see the ratio of the angle measures, or it could say the ratio of the sides. Okay? I want you to come down here. Is what they've done is they've taken the actual angle measures and they've reduced them by some divisor, meaning they've divided each angle by 6, or they've divided each angle by 8. There's some divisor. Or if you go the other way, it could be considered a multiplier. You're going to multiply some number by each one of these to get the actual angle. Alright? So whenever you see this, the ratio of the angle measures equals yada yada yada, 3 to 4 to 5. Alright? Here's what I want you to do. Okay? That's not very good. Let x equal the multiplier. Alright? That never changes. That's going to be what you put down. Alright? If you're going down, it's called the divisor. If you're multiplying each one of these, it's going to be called the multiplier. So start out by saying let x equal the multiplier, and just take these numbers and multiply each one of them by x. Alright, because x is this multiplier that you're looking for. Alright, now they're talking about angles, so we know if we add up all the angles, so since I've multiplied each one of these, 3, 4, and 5, by the multiplier, this represents the actual angle in the triangle. This represents another angle, this represents another. So they should all add up to 180. Alright? So, there we go. There's our equation. Man, we should all be able to solve this. 3 plus 4 is 7 plus 5. That's 12x. And hopefully I do my math right here. Okay, and then just divide by 12. And let's see, what do I get? X goes once time. I got 6 left over. I got 15. Alright, so x equals 15. That is not the answer. Okay. Again, classify the triangle by its angle measure. So, since x equals 15, that means 3x is 3 times 15. Oh, that's terrible, 15, but you know what I mean. We'll fix it. 15. Oh, yeah, that made it better. Okay, 3 times 15 is 45. All right, 4 times x is 4 times 15. Oh, much better. 4 times 15 is 60. Okay, and these are degrees because they're angles. All right, so we'll put those up there. And 5 times 15, again, I'm just plugging in 15. Oh, that's even better. 5 times 15 is 75. All right. Now, these all should add up to 180. I'm going to do a quick check. Let's see. 5 and 5 is 0, and carry my 1. Yeah, I get 180. Okay, cool. All right, so here's the big answer we're looking for. All right, these are the angles of the triangle, the actual angles. And classify it. Well, all of these are less than 90, so that would be an acute triangle, all right, because they're all less than 90. Not sure why I put those up there. That's good stuff to know, though. All right. So anyway, every single time, guys, this is a tough thing for a lot of people to get. All right, because it just confuses them. They're like, what is this? 3 to 4 to 5? What is that? I don't know how to do it. Okay, but every single time you do it the same way. Let x equal the multiplier every single time. Okay. Take each one of these numbers, put it next to x. All right, you're multiplying it by x. 3x plus 4x plus 5x. It's got to add up to 180 because they're talking about the angles. The angles. All right, and then you solve it. You plug that answer into each one of these. Just make sure they add up to 180. Okay, you want to make sure you didn't do something wrong there, and you're good to go. So that's example 3. Again, I'm going to turn this off. You have checkpoint 3, which is pretty much exactly like this. All right, but take your time and just do it. You'll be amazed if you do it once on your own. You'll get it. So I'm going to put the answer to that up. Hold on a minute. And again, you can pause this and check out my answer if you got something different. But again, these should add up to 180, which I believe they do. Yeah, 180. Okay, so there you go. That is section on triangles. So we'll see you tomorrow, and hopefully that went well for you.